Okay. Can you hear me? I'm not a loudspeaker, so you're going to have to close your mouth and open your ears. Can we do that? Okay. Got a question for you. So what's one thing, you don't have to yell it out, you can just say it in your head. If you want to yell it out, that's fine, I don't care. One thing, if you wanted, if you had it, would make your life better right now.
Ice cream.
It would make my life better right now, yeah. So you got that stored in your head? That one thing is in there? By the end of my talk, I'd like that to change just a little bit. So I'll ask it again by the time we're over. All right, so we all have that one thing that we think is going to make our lives better. Something that's going to come in, make things change, make us feel good. We're going to be happy. Yeah. So it could be a materialistic thing. Xbox, a new PlayStation, new phone. Everybody likes new phones, new gadgets. It could be a new hairdo, new hair color, new hairstyle. It could be new clothes, a new friends we have, friends we don't have that we want. It could be faith-based. It could be, hey, I want this one thing in my faith life to be just a little bit better. So it could be a bunch of things. So what we're going to focus on is the good life. How are we going to get there? What are we going to do? If we get these things that we want, that thing you stored in your head, if we got that right now, yeah, it could make our life a little bit better for a minute. It could be for a month. It could be for a year. But it's short-lived. It's temporary. It's not long-term. It's going to be short-lived. We crave things. We desire things. And sometimes it's just something that's just out of our reach that we want. We never obtain it. We never get that. But we're working to get that. So just it's sometimes outside of us is something that we want. And it's all just immediate gratification. It's disappointment a lot of times because you don't ever get that. You don't get fulfilled. So you're getting stuck in a pattern of unfulfillment. So how do we get this full life that we're wanting? So last week I think you guys talked about a letter that Paul wrote to a group of Jesus followers in Galatia. So we're talking about the book of Galatians in the Bible. His letter to the Galatians, that Paul talks about how you're going to get the good life. He uses this verse. It's a good one to remember because this is how, if you want to treat people a certain way, these are good things, good traits to know about yourself. Soak them in, use them. Your life will be changed. It's not going to be perfect, but it will be changed and it will be better. So this is what he said. Galatians 5:22 through 23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against these things there is no law. The good life is not just striving to do, have, or get something, but being a person who is these things. So that's your first blank. When he wrote to the people in Galatians about this, he was kind of like what their belief system was law-based, rules. So we have rules at school, we have rules at home, we have rules in society, laws that we live by, right? So the Galatians were the same way, but their laws were based off of Moses, the 10 Commandments. Y'all have heard of the 10 Commandments. So they're based on law in Galatia. So when Paul would ask them that question, that's more like what they would say to get this good life is just follow the 10 Commandments, follow these laws. But Paul was trying to bring something a little bit different to them. It's not just laws, rules, motions, get through the day. It is heart-based. It's, yeah, I want these things, but I feel it in my heart enough to make a change. We want to be transformed, make a change. So he does not say just do these things and not go through these motions, but let's be these things. So it's being a person who is these things. I've already said that. So how do you do that? Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit. That's verse 5:25 in Galatians. And he's basically telling you the good life means living in step with the Holy Spirit. Jesus talked about this when his last supper on our last meal on earth with his disciples. He talked about it. He used this verse in John, I am the vine, you're the branches. The one who remains in me and I in him produces much fruit, because you can do nothing without me. The good life means living in step with the Holy Spirit, and Jesus is telling you, you can't do any of that without him. You have to have him if you want to get where you're wanting to go. Fruit is what makes the good life. It comes by being connected to the vine, to Jesus, to the Holy Spirit given to us that does work inside of us. The Spirit is what makes the good life. The real good life, the kind of life that lasts and make a difference. Something inside us has to change to have that kind of life that we want. It's not about doing, it's about becoming. It's about being loved, being patient, being kind, having self-control, having gentleness, having kindness. Those are all the fruits in that first verse. It's not about doing, it's about becoming. It's not about rule following. It's about transformation. It's about that change. We're wanting you to change things. Things aren't going right in your life, but you don't change anything. It's never going to be any different. So you have to make a change. The Spirit wants to transform us to be more like Jesus, whose life was full of all the good things Paul mentions. Jesus was perfect. We will never attain perfection, but we can be more Christ-like. We can have more love, kindness, joy, peace, patience, gentleness, self-control. What does staying connected to the vine and staying in step with the Holy Spirit look like? It's 2 steps. 1, take things step by step. When it comes to staying connected to the Holy Spirit, you make one decision at a time. You listen, you tune in, you pay attention, you take it minute by minute, step by step. That's that first one. 2nd, practice the skills that grow your faith. We need to spend time connected to the Spirit and the vine, step by step. That's what leads us to the good life. Living the good life is about becoming whom the Holy Spirit is already working to make you be. And it's available to all of us. It's freely available to everybody. Not just 5 minutes from now, 2 years from now. It's right now. It's right in front of you. So if you want to make a change, it's a heart change. You got to want to do these things. You got to desire to be better. Does anybody want to go around and say, I don't need more love? I don't need anybody to be kind to me? I don't think so. I think people say, give me more love. There's no rule against being kind. There's no rules about being controlled and being gentle with someone. But there are rules and consequences to other things in your life. Did I go too fast? I'm not a person of many words, so I'm pretty much done.
Yeah.